Okay, so today was an interesting day in school because today was the first day that we did this whole social justice day in school, which is apparently like an annual thing that they do at this school, where instead of going to like your normal classes, you just go to like these workshops, like one in the morning and one in the afternoon, to learn about social justice and like the ways that you can like prevent being like an offensive person, how to just be like a better ally and such, and just all the issues that are going on. And like, I'm all for social justice because I get that there are many issues in life where like people are being like discriminated and marginalized, and I feel like that should like not be happening, obviously. But the way that they do it at school is just, it's not a good way to do it, in my opinion. At these workshops, you pick the workshops based off of like a one-sentence summary of what it's going to be about, and you have to be in these workshops for an hour and a half, which is already just like a no, because that's really long. It's like a testing period, and just no one likes to be sitting and focusing on something for like an hour and a half. And the summaries of them are like really vague, and they don't really tell you what you're going to be doing in the class. You don't get to pick which workshop you want just like straight off. You're like, oh, I want these two. You have to see if they're like not already filled. The way that they do it is the highest year gets to choose first, and then the middle years, and then the last year. I am the last year, so we got to pick last, which means that all of like the good workshops were taken, which sucked. And I just think that that's not like a good system, because like a lot of these workshops are about giving people equal opportunity, yet we don't have equal opportunity to pick the workshops. You know, it's weird and ironic, and I don't like the system. We get to pick our workshops in homeroom, so you get to like discuss with like the people that you know in there to get the same classes, but otherwise you don't know who's going to be in your workshop, which is like really not a fun time if you have to sit in a room for an hour and a half with people you don't know. And then after these workshops, you have to go to an assembly, and the assembly is 2 hours long. The assembly is like a formal assembly, that's what they're calling it, where you have to just like sit there and like listen to all these people speak and watch all these performances. They're good, but like also sitting and like watching something for just 2 hours, it gets boring. It gets really boring. All of these workshops are in like different classrooms throughout the school, so I thought to pick one workshop that was on like the ground floor so I wouldn't have to climb all the stairs, because I hate the stairs. So I was like looking through all of like the list that they gave us, because they gave us all these papers showing like the workshops and what room they were going to be in. So I was like looking through the classrooms, and I saw that one of them was in the theater room, and I was like, that's great, that's where I eat lunch, which is in between the two workshops, and that's a not seemingly boring workshop, so let's pick this one. So I picked the same class for both my AM and PM workshop, because nobody said that I couldn't do that, and I really didn't want to have to leave the class, because I don't want to like have to like find another classroom, and I don't want to walk up any stairs. So that's what I did. Come to find out this morning when I go see my workshops that I got both of the same workshop, but they're not in the theater room on the ground floor. They're on the third floor, the highest floor, the floor with all the stairs. I was so mad because I hate going up the stairs. I was so done with it. I picked this class because it was on the ground floor and I wouldn't have to climb any stairs. But now I have to go to the workshop on the third floor, back to the ground floor where the theater class is to eat lunch, and then go back up to the third floor. No. So I'm already on the third floor because my homeroom, where we got our like classes to show which ones we actually got and where we were going, is on the third floor. So I was already on the third floor, and then I went to my first workshop, which was like really boring because it was supposed to be like a conversational time, and nobody was speaking because nobody wanted to be there, because the majority of the people that were in the workshop were people that just didn't choose which workshops to go to, so they just got put in there. That was fun and boring. After that was all over, I went to my theater class to go eat lunch, and then I see one of my friends, and then I ask him where one of our mutual friends is, and he's like, oh, she's probably in the gym, let's go. And I was like, okay. And then I get to the gym, and then I see all of like my tech theater friends there, and they were like, where were you? And I was like, oh, I was in my workshop. They were like, you're supposed to be here. And I was like, what? And then they reminded me that I was excused from all the workshops for the whole day for doing tech stuff. And I completely forgot that. And I went to my first workshop anyways, even though I didn't have to. And I was supposed to be there to help set up sound and stuff. And I just, I felt very silly. But thankfully, I just got to eat my lunch in the gym. And then I skipped my second workshop because it was going to be the same as the first one, and the first one was boring. And instead, I just set up like sound and stuff, made sure that everything was working. And then I stayed there for the assembly. The assembly was long. And then afterwards, I just helped clean up and like wrap all the cables, get all the sound stuff put together. That was it. I love how this went from me to talking about the social justice and this to me just talking about my day, but whatever. Back to the point. The social justice idea of the day is really great. I really like it. But just like the way that they do it is not what I like. Forcing kids to do things that they may not want to do with people that they don't know, it's just, it doesn't sound nice, does it? It doesn't sound comfortable. And you know, in order to have like a good healthy conversation, you need to be like comfortable with the people that you're around. So I have a few more years that I have to do this, so hopefully it gets better. But really, this is the system right now, and I'm just, you know, I'm not feeling it.